We light our chalice today to Blessing the Boats by Lucille Clifton. May the tide that is entering even now, the lip of our understanding, carry you out beyond the face of fear. May you kiss the wind, then turn from it, certain that it will love your back. May you open your eyes to water, water waving forever, and may you, in your innocence, sail through this to that.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the First Unitarian Church of Des Moines digital service. I'm Reverend Amy Petrie Shaw. My pronouns are they, them, theirs. And as always, I'm speaking to you from land that was the traditional territory and is the traditional territory of the indigenous Pohote or Iowa people. Lyra Halston is our celebrant today, and Barb Martin is our song leader, Bruce Martin is our pianist, and Ellen Taylor is the pastoral care associate for this week. This is our annual water gathering or water communion service. In old churches, it used to be called Homecoming Sunday, the first day back after summer, the day we remind everyone that no matter where you flowed, you're welcome to return here, to your community where you matter. Water has no permanent boundaries. It's separated by land, held by circumstance in pools and barrels and old tin cans, but it's all one water, bitter or sweet, rich with sparkling minerals, or slow and heavy and dark with silt and soil. It's still water. It takes the shape of its container, fills itself with all it touches, but even the muddiest water can be made clean again. Its nature hasn't changed, it's still water. We are First Unitarian Church Des Moines, and this is the place for you. Whether you're salty or sweet, heavy and dark with things you've picked up, or running fast and clear. We're glad you're here. Please keep your microphones muted during the entire service, but after the service, you're welcome to turn on your mic and join us in the coffee hour breakout rooms.
Welcome to First Unitarian Church of Des Moines digital service. At First Unitarian, we work to bring a message of hope and grace to an imperfect world. My name is Lyra Halston, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I'm the celebrant for this morning's service. No matter who you are or where you've come from, you are welcome here. We welcome those who have some of the answers and those who have none of the answers, and those who aren't sure they're asking the right questions at all. As a UUA recognized welcoming congregation, we welcome and affirm all people, regardless of who they love or what pronouns they use. Whether you are with us for the day or here for a lifetime, we are glad that you've chosen to join us in community. Our gathering song this morning is number 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. The words are copied in the chat screen. Please keep your mics muted and simply sing along at home if you'd like.
Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and
Thank you so much, Bruce and Barb. Our story for our Time for All Ages is called Water Dance. It's by Thomas Locker, and today it's going to be read by Lucille Gunther.
Reading The Water Dance by Thomas Locker. Some people say that I am one thing, others say that I am many. Ever since the world began, I've been moving in an endless circle. Sometimes I fall down from the sky, I am rain. Sometimes I cascade, I tumble down, over the moss-covered rocks, through the forest shadows. I am the mountain stream. At the foot of the mountains, I leap from stone cliff, spiraling, plunging. I am the waterfall. In the shadows of the mountain, I am still and deep. I fill and overflow. I am the lake. I wind through the broad golden valleys, joined by streams, joined by creeks. I grow ever wider, broader, and deeper. I am the river. I pass through a gateway of high stone palisades, leaving the land behind. Cool silver moonlight sparkles and dances on my waves. I am the sea. Drawn upward by warm sunlight and white silver veils, I rise into the air. I disappear. I am the mist. In thousands of shapes, I reappear high above the earth and the blue sky. I float. I drift. I am the clouds. Carried by winds from distant seas, I move, growing heavier, growing darker, returning. I am the storm front. At the wall of the mountains, I rise up, gleaming powerful towers in the darkened sky. I am the thunderhead. I blind the sky with my lightning. The earth trembles with my thunder. I rage. I drenched the mountainside. I am the storm. Storms come, storms pass. I am countless droplets of rain left floating in the silent air. I reflect all colors of sunlight. I am the rainbow. I am one thing. I am many things. I am water. This is my dance through our world.
Thank you so much, Lucille. That was gorgeous. And I'm putting the link in the chat box if anyone else wants to see that video again. Today's offertory is done with my normal style and dignity. One of the entertainers on a cruise ship was a magician. And since the passengers were different every week, the magician always had a new audience, so he always did the same tricks. The captain's parrot, though, was stationed in the performance hall and saw him week after week. Being a wise bird, he eventually figured out all the secrets. Then he started to heckle. Hey, why is every card the same? It's in his pocket. It's a different rabbit. The magician was mad, but the captain's parrot, so what could he do? One terrible day, however, the ship had a boiler explosion and it sank, and the magician wound up on a little raft in the middle of the Atlantic with, as luck would have it, the parrot. They glared at each other with visible hatred, but didn't say a word, and this went on for days. Finally, on the 10th day, the parrot couldn't take it any longer. Exasperated, he said, "Okay, I give up. Where's the ship?" Yeah, I know, it's terrible. In the interest of keeping our own ship afloat, the morning offering will now be given and received, and 1/2 of our digital plate goes to support our Faith in Action partner, and one half to support our internal social justice work. A giving link has been posted over in the chat.
That's a good one.
Thank you so much, Bruce. That was gorgeous. I'd like to ask Jack Hackett to unmute. Jack's going to have a few words for us about Faith in Action.
Okay, can you hear me? Good. All right. Well, thanks. Hi, I'm Jack Hackett, and I'm part of the Faith in Action Committee. And as you know, this year, our congregation voted to support, through our Faith in Action program, two Iowa organizations. One, the Central Iowa Immigrant Support Coalition, and the second organization is Planned Parenthood of North Central States, Iowa. So each organization has a champion from the congregation, and the champion for Central Iowa Immigration Support Coalition is Dave Whitkey, and for Planned Parenthood, the champion is Barb Royal. Now, we will be partnering with these two organizations throughout the coming year, and as part of that partnership, we'll have an opportunity as a congregation to learn more about each organization, and we'll also have an opportunity to contribute not just financially, but also through different activities. Now, this month, we have what I hope will be a fun program coming up on September 18th and then on September 25th. And those programs will be Zoom meetings, and they're going to be trivia nights. And during those trivia nights, we'll have a chance to learn a lot more about each organization and also about opportunities to assist and to volunteer. So I hope you'll attend those meetings, the trivia nights, and we look forward to our partnership throughout the coming year as well. Now, I was supposed to say a few words about how I came to be on the committee. The committee, by the way, currently includes Adele Villemes, Judy Haver, Catherine Vance, and myself. Well, how I came to be on the committee is how we ended up being involved in a lot of things. I showed up at a meeting, and then I showed up at another meeting, and another meeting. And though I can't actually say I ever joined the committee, I am part of the committee because I show up. And I think, and hopefully I make some kind of a contribution. And I think that's true for everybody, that our presence can make a difference. If we show up, we can make a difference. Now, our committee could use more members, and if you're interested, contact any of us, and we'll be happy to include you in future activities. Also, It may sound early, but how we ended up selecting the two organizations for the year was through a process of recruiting, which began last January and ended with a vote by the congregation. So if there's an organization that you're aware of, that you contribute to, that you think would benefit from a deeper relationship with First Unitarian Church, now's the time to contact them, and you might even bring those groups to the attention of the committee so that as we work through the coming year, we do the best job for our community in selecting organizations that do good work and that we can make an important contribution to. So anyhow, thanks for giving me a chance to speak. Hope to see you at the trivia nights, and I look forward to being able to see each of you in real time again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jack, for saying that today. And I really do hope you all come out to the trivia nights. I plan on being there. It's going to be a blast. Come out, have some fun. I think it's going to be great. You know, Jack is right that it's about just showing up. It's about just coming and being part of the community. Because church isn't the building, it's the people. We come together in community and we do the fun stuff and we do the hard stuff. We're there through our laughter and our tears. We're there to bear witness to one another and to minister to one another in the good times and the bad. This week, the UUA lost a dear man. Reverend David Petit died last night after a long illness. He has had deep impact on shaping ministerial formation for years. I'd like us to share now in the chat the names of anyone we know who could use some special care and attention this week. As we type their names into the chat, may the love of this community hold them all. May we hold in our hearts everyone in the West who's being impacted by the fires. May we especially hold the Unitarian churches and their congregations. At least one of them has members, at least 8 families that have lost homes. May the light of our community shine on the broken places of the world. May the work of our hands and our hearts ever be to bring healing. May those who are grieving be comforted. May those who are tired find rest. And may those who are filled with joy and laughter be abundant. Now together we light 3 candles. One for all of the joys and all of the sorrows that we've shared here. One for the names that we've written in our chat. And one last candle for all of the joys and all of the sorrows which are deeply held but remain unspoken here today. As a congregation, one of the most wonderful and amazing things we get to do together is to welcome new members into our midst. And today we are so pleased to officially welcome and recognize 16 of our newest members. This is their official welcome. Some of them may have joined a few months ago. Lyra Halston is our membership coordinator, and I'm going to hand this over to her. And Lyra, it may take me just a sec to get the PowerPoint up, so bear with me too.
All right. So we do have 16 new members to officially welcome today. And so in just a second, you are going to see them on the screen. So as soon as we get the PowerPoint up, we will do our official welcome. We have Mike and Kira and Drusky. They will be taking over as our new hospitality coordinators. Reba Eagles, Nora Kirchner, Alan Cruz, Amanda Cruz, Sarah Lauer, Cheryl Long, Crystal Loving, Julie Morocho, Laurel Newmeyer, Elliot Nolte, Lydia Peterson, Warren Stein, Megan Westfall, Nick Westfall. New members, if you are here with us today, welcome again to your community. You are ready to be recognized as a member of this congregation and join us formally in our common journey. We are here to love, to learn, and to grow, to share our lives and community, and to be reminded that we are all strands in a connected web. This is a place which aspires to be a community of love, hope, freedom, reason, ethics, justice, and faith. We've built a community where all are free to seek truth and knowledge with open minds and open hearts. It's a congregation of adults and children, of action and rest. It's a place of trust where we covenant with each other for fellowship and the common good. It's a house of friendship. It is a house of witness. It is a house calling on all those to seek justice and ethical growth. In this community, hope is made real through the work of human hands and human hearts.
In this community, love is made visible as we support one another in our search for truth and meaning. Our living tradition draws from many sources, and we foster the use of reason, conscience, and direct experience. In a second, Lyra is going to read aloud the new member joining words. And if any of the new members wish to read with her, you may unmute your mic. I will put the words in the chat box.
So new members, if you would like to unmute and join me. I do wish to
be part of this congregation.
I wish
to join you in seeking truth and meaning, fighting community, working for a more equitable and just world,
and growing
ethically.
Thank you all so much for those words and for your wish to join us. I'd like the congregation to join me in formally welcoming our new members. I'm going to put the words for the congregation in the chat. I ask that you not unmute, but still read aloud. Well, you know what? Go ahead and unmute if you know how to unmute. Let's do it. I'm putting the words here. Let's make some joyful noise. If you would read these aloud with me. Welcome
To our
Church.
Welcome
workshop of our common dreams,
the cradle for
cradle
shared
for shared
endeavors.
endeavors.
Welcome to this community.
Community, we're glad that you are
Glad
here.
that you are here.
Are
Thank you all so much. That's who we are. A lot of voices, all at our own rate, and we're all glad you're here.
Here we go, ha ha woo.
All right.
If everybody'd remute, and Lyra, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
All right. Earth, air, fire, water. Of these, which is the most important? Some may say earth, and they would be right. Mother Earth is where we live and play. In the spring, we plant. In the summer and fall, we harvest. And in the winter, we huddle inside, watching the glittering winterscape outside until spring comes around again. Others may say air, and they would be right. We need air to breathe, to sing, to laugh, and of course, for blowing kisses. We need the air to make the clouds that puff by on sunny days and water our flowers and plants on rainy days. Fire gave us light and kept us warm. Without the underground volcanic activity of fire, we wouldn't have Old Faithful in Yellowstone National Park. Yes, each of these elements is important, and everyone who picked them would be correct. Well, they'd be mostly correct. I say mostly correct because we wouldn't have a harvest or snow, clouds or rain, or even Old Faithful without the element of water. Considering that our human bodies are mostly water and we wouldn't be here without it either, there might be a few of you who may wish to reconsider some of your answers. Water has been regarded as spiritual and sacred. In many cultures, it is a symbol of life. The creation stories of multiple cultures across the world, from Egypt to Asia, to the Americas, to the islands of the Pacific, all involve water. It has been used to bless, to cleanse, to heal, and to purify. Water is associated with emotions, feelings, and relationships. In astrology, the water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. These signs are people-oriented and intuitive. In Chinese astrology, water relates to interpersonal skills and communication. In numerology, water is associated with the master number 22. This number is a builder, helping people to manifest their dreams through hard work, dedication, and wisdom. When the work is over, the end result will stand for future generations to treasure and enjoy. After all, water did carve the Grand Canyon 35 million years ago, and we're still enjoying it today. We have few official ceremonial days as Unitarian Universalists. I don't think it's by chance that we have chosen water as our element for our in-gatherings. Water brings life and people together. People with their emotions and feelings bring life to our congregations. By working together, we can manifest dreams that we can enjoy today and leave for future generations to treasure. Our reading today is The Fountain by Denise Levertov. Don't say there is no water to solace the dryness at our hearts. I have seen the fountain springing out of the rock wall and you drinking there. And I too, before your eyes, found footholds and climbed to drink the cool water. The woman of that place, shading her eyes, frowned as she watched, but not because she grudged that water, only because she was waiting to see we drank our fill and were refreshed. Don't say there is no water. That fountain is there among its scalloped green and gray stones. It is still there and always there with its quiet song and strange power to spring in us, up and out through the rock. Our centering song is number 100, I've Got Peace Like a River, and we're going to do just the first 2 verses. The words will be in the chat screen. Please keep your mics muted.
I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul.
Thank you so much, Barb and Bruce. That was gorgeous. You know, our normal tradition for water communion is to have everyone bring water to the church and we join them all together in one bowl. And that just wasn't possible this year. We had planned to do a drive-by and then COVID cases in Iowa spiked. And it just wasn't a smart or safe decision to risk it. But I had asked that people send pictures so that we could blend our water a different way and not break our tradition. So I'm going to show you our water for 2020.
We are living neath the great big dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. I am alone, I am searching, hungering for answers in my time. I am balanced at the brink of wisdom. I'm impatient to receive a sign. I move forward with my senses open. Imperfection can be my crime. In humility I will listen. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living beneath the great beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. On this journey through thoughts and feelings, finding intuition, my head, my heart, I am gathering tools together. I'm preparing to do my part. All of those who've come before me band together and be my guide. Loving lessons that I will follow. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living beneath the great big dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. When we get there, we'll discover all of the gifts we've been given to share have been with us since life's beginning, and we never noticed they were there. We can balance at the brink of wisdom, never recognizing that we've arrived. Loving spirits will live together. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living beneath the great big dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side.
And I'm going to put the link to that up. That should be the right link. The song was Swimming to the Other Side by Emma's Revolution. And if any of you go to General Assembly, they are usually there in person. Please feel free to stop at their booth and let them know how much you like them. That's Emma's Revolution, Swimming to the Other Side. Thank you so much to everyone who sent in pictures. Water Communion is such an amazing day. It's about sharing some of what matters to us, some of what makes you you. It's a reminder that we're more than isolated drops of water in an endless universe. Water communion is one of our very few UU rituals. Some people love sharing their water in a normal year and talking about why it's important to them. Some people don't see the point, and that's okay too. Water communion usually marks the end of summer. and the beginning of a new church year. And funnily enough, this year it lands right on top of the Jewish holiday, the Jewish New Year, Rosh Hashanah. And if you're not familiar, Rosh Hashanah begins a 10-day period called the High Holidays, which ends with Yom Kippur, which is also called the Day of Atonement. These are really important in Judaism. And according to Jewish lore, this date is the anniversary of the day humans were first created, but more importantly, the day they first exercised free will in working toward humanity's role in the greater world. Rosh Hashanah is referred to as the day the decree is written. Sounds impressive, right? And it's also murky and terrifying and sort of confusing. What does that mean? Give you a great example. When I was in 4th grade, I had a terrible year. I hated my teacher. My classroom smelled like old socks and cheese. And for the first time in my puny existence, I stopped bothering to do my homework just so I'd have something to do in the terrible, boring classes. At the end of the year, I walked out of the class, and when I woke up the next morning, it was all over. Wasn't sure how I had done. I wouldn't get my report card back for a week, but no matter what, for good or bad, it was finished, and there was no changing it. The year was over. And this huge weight dropped off my shoulders because it was finished. I had reached my own personal Rosh Hashanah. I was able to have my own personal water communion the day it all starts again. The new year, whether it's water communion or Rosh Hashanah, the day that it starts, it's the day we can sit back and take a breath and say that wherever my life flowed in the past year, and whether the water of my life was dirty or clean or cold, in every moment I was what I was created to be. I was human. In all my frailty and in all my glory, I was just human. Water is water, whether it's dirty or clean. And the year is done. The new year is beginning. My community is here waiting for me. Even in the midst of all the things that make up our days, this is the time to draw the line between what was and what will be. And be glad in every fiber of your being, because no matter what was, this is a new chapter with all the possibilities of a new beginning. A new year, a new church year, a new time. Your glass of water has been refilled from the well of your community. You know, we really don't have water communion prayers. There's no such thing in general. But on Rosh Hashanah, there is a horrible, at first glance, prayer. It's read aloud every New Year, every Jewish New Year. It goes like this. On Rosh Hashanah, the decree is written, and on Yom Kippur it is sealed, who will live, who will die, who in their time and who before their time, who by fire, who by water, who by earthquake and who by plague, who will be torn, who will be whole, who will wander, who will have peace. And some people hate this prayer. I mean, really hate this prayer so badly that every year they get up and they walk out of synagogue. It feels especially harsh this year in the midst of what could be called a modern plague. Why do people hate it? People hate it because they've known pain. They've known pain and heartache and addiction and screw-ups and death and loss. And the people who leave, they seem to think that this prayer means it was all sent as some kind of punishment or judgment, some kind of decision to righteously smite the stuffing out of us from on high. They leave because they think somehow that the decree means they've been judged and found wanting. But the prayer isn't about not being good enough or about being struck down or made to hurt because you somehow deserve it. Prayer is more important than that. Because for each of the questions it asks, the real answer is the same, and the answer is me or you. I will die when it's my time, and it will be too soon. If not for me, then for my friends or my family who grieve. Fire and water and earthquake and plague, they're with us every day of our lives somewhere in the world. We get angry, we cry, we break things, we get sick. I've been burned and I've learned better. I've almost drowned and I've learned how to swim. I've been buried alive and learned how to shovel and shove. I've been torn up and healed. I've gotten lost and I found my way again. I kept going. I made it through like water returning to the sea, no matter what it had to travel through to get there. Like you in your life right now, you have a 100% track record of surviving your worst days. That prayer isn't some gloomy guesswork about what terrible things are going to happen. It's about me. It's about you. It's about the truth of our existence. This is the day, Water Communion or Rosh Hashanah, where we get to celebrate our amazing, beautiful, and terrible vulnerability, our amazing, beautiful, and terrible personalities, the fact that though we end or we can be ended, we exist. And every day we create, every day, each one of us brings something that cannot be replicated. We may be just a drop, but we are a drop, our drop, an individual drop, and we are important. And we have made it through another year. We don't get to decide when we're born. We have only a little control over when we die. Whole or broken, sick or healthy, we invest in our own lives and the lives of others anyway. Day after day, we work for the things we find valuable, often not noticing how precious we ourselves are. What is written or decreed on this day is a recognition of humanity itself as valuable, a reminder to recognize that you are fragile and vulnerable at the mercy of your physical reality and still important. And this truth, as painful as it is to acknowledge, this truth is profoundly liberating. Because you see, we've been sold a lie. We've been told by our culture that happiness is supposed to happen every day. Don't worry, be happy. You are somehow broken if you're not happy, somehow exceptional or different. You should hurry, hurry, hurry to get fixed because your being broken bothers people. We're told we can be self-sufficient, do it all, pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, that we should laugh a lot and never have to ask for help, and we're supposed to lie. We're supposed to say, no, I'm okay, it's okay. To smile in every picture. We're supposed to refuse to ask for directions. We're supposed to make it all look good. And when every day isn't happy, we get embarrassed and ashamed and afraid. Somebody says, how you doing? Oh, great, great. We apologize for crying in public. We wonder what we did wrong. Both Rosh Hashanah and Water Communion remind us that all of that is a lie. That prayer says, listen, the human condition isn't laughing gas and giggles. It's fragile. That's what's normal. Water Communion says, yes, you are just a drop. But my God, what an important drop you are. You are not alone. You are surrounded by a sea of other human beings as fragile and flawed. And though you may not always feel good sharing the downs along with the ups, we are all in your shoes and you're in ours. Who will live? Well, I will. You will. Who will die? I will. You will. Who will get to rejoice? I will. You will. Who will cry? I will and you will. Every one of us together. At the end of the Torah, the Jewish holy writings, the people, Israel, come before Moses, who was 120 years old, and he was getting ready to die because they want one last bite of the apple, one last bit of wisdom. And he says to them, I call heaven and earth to witness this day. I put before you life and death and blessing and curse. Choose life. no reference to any kind of God or supernatural being, but a simple call of wisdom, the last wisdom. Choose life. That's simple. Be human. Choose life. This is the greatest gift of Rosh Hashanah and Water Communion, the realization that no matter what happened this year, the year is over and you chose life. Through good and bad, up and down, you chose life. Through the frailty of being human and the battering of existence, you chose life. You recognized that you mattered. And you brought yourself back here to your community where we can affirm that with you. You matter. Hold on to one another and never let go. Because yes, you're a drop, but you're not just one drop. You are part of an endless sea. And we are so glad to see you here. Blessed be.
We extinguish this light, but never the light of love, the fire of commitment, or the warmth of our community. Our final song today is number 210, Wade in the Water. The words will be in the chat screen. Please keep your mics muted and simply sing along at home if you would like.
Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. See that band all dressed in white. God's gonna trouble the water. The leader looks like an Israelite. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. See that band all dressed in red. God's gonna trouble the water. It looks like the band that Moses led. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water.
The service has ended and your service in the world begins again. Peace, Ashe, and may it be so.